All right, so LSU versus UCLA this weekend, and after the weekend we saw from UCLA, is LSU potentially on upset watch?
Absolutely, LSU's going to lose.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought we had a bold prediction.
Yeah, hey, that'll definitely have to be one of our games we pick.
Yeah, no, we definitely
on
need
our
to
game
do
day
like
session.
an upset pick
We'll pick it
or like a prediction.
on game day. So if you're watching, stay tuned for that.
But yeah, first of all, I just want to give just a shout out to how well UCLA looked against Hawaii.
Oh, wow,
I
they
understand.
looked really-
I understand it's Hawaii.
Right, I understand you didn't play
Yeah,
anybody.
with Hawaii, you never really know. Like they
Yeah,
could be like a
that's-
mediocre
Right.
team, or they could be absolute trash.
yeah,
with Hawaii.
that's
But
true. They could be average. or
regardless of who they played, they looked really good.
Yeah, and absolutely, and regardless who they played, I don't know how many rush attempts was it, but when you run the
20,
when you have like,
20, I think it was 21 rush
When you
attempts
have-
for 26 yards.
yeah, when you have 26 rush attempts for 21 yards,
Right.
like you're doing something right.
Right.
And I
They
know a lot
definitely won the line of
a
scrimmage.
lot of people want to rag on like teams. Oh, you played a bad team, but you dominated.
You did what you
Now, if you
Right.
played a bad team and squeaked out, okay, but if you play a bad team and absolutely dominate,
that's the thing. You know, if you play a bad team, just like you said, and you struggle,
there's a problem.
everybody talks about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you struggled against a
Right.
bad team.
Right.
But if you play a bad team and you do what you're supposed to do, oh, well, you were just doing your
Here's
job.
the
You were
thing.
just doing your job.
If Clemson, Georgia, Bama, Oklahoma, Ohio State play at Hawaii, they're not going to do much better than 41-10.
No, I
No,
mean,
probably
honestly,
probably not. I mean, really.
that was an impressive showing. And the thing is with that, it's like we say, we understand they played nobody, but to hold a team to 26 rush yards.
Yeah.
And they looked really, really good.
And what did they threw for like 200 something, but on like 50 something attempts.
Yeah.
What was that 2 yards?
Yeah.
Or,
And
or
then, I mean, he
4 yards
barely-
an attempt.
And their quarterback was, I think, barely 50%, maybe like 52%
4
completion
yards
percentage,
per
somewhere around there.
attempt.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean-
that's you dominated.
And the thing is, like, when you think UCLA, especially Chip Kelly being the head coach, we know Chip Kelly's a prolific offensive guy.
Yeah,
You wouldn't even
major
necessarily
brand
think
there.
defense. And, like, I wouldn't think, I'm not saying they have some good defense because they shut down Hawaii, but you know UCLA is going to have a good offense, or at
Right.
least a
Yep.
unique offense, an offense that can move the football, can get in rhythm.
Right.
You got DTR, the quarterback, who's a highly touted guy. He's shown flashes. Is this the year that he's really, really going to put it together? And some people are pretty high on UCLA. And playing week one, LSU going all the way to the West Coast, having to play over there.
Max Johnson starting.
Max Johnson starting. I don't think, again, I think LSU wins that game. I think LSU is going to be
Right.
a whole lot better team than they were last year. But just last year, we saw them lose some questionable games.
Right.
Yep.
We saw their defense, even with Derek Stingley Jr., we saw their defense look really suspect. We saw their defense look really bad. You're going to go against Chip Kelly, DTR.
Yep.
The UCLA Bruins are rolling.
Yep. If
I mean-
if LSU comes out sluggish,
Yeah. I don't think LSU
Yep.
loses, but
I don't either. But yeah, if they come
Where's
out
this game
sluggish,
at?
watch
It's
out.
at
It's at
UCLA?
UCLA in
Really?
with the Rose
So
Bowl.
you got to think. I mean, well, that's Central Time, so it's only I guess only 1 hour behind. You know, the flight over to the,
What time
to
is
the
that
West
game?
Coast. I was about to ask that. What
Yeah,
time is
I don't know. I'll look it up.
That'll be interesting. I'll be looking forward to watching that.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be interesting. I don't believe that LSU runs away with it.
I don't either. But at the same time,
It's an 8:30 game. It's a night game.
oh, it's a night game.
So does that really mean that is it 8:30 for us? or
8:30 here.
8:30
Yeah,
for-
8:30 here.
8:30 Eastern, so 5:30 there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like you said. But at the same time, if LSU is really going to be significantly better than they were last year, and I think they will be, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, maybe they dominate the line of scrimmage and
Right.
they can run away the game in that sense. Max Johnson, I know there's a lot of hype around him as well. Now that Miles Brennan has gone down, he's kind of stepped in to take that starting quarterback role. But like you said, I see UCLA moving the ball. I see
Maybe,
UCLA
for
being
sure.
able to put up points,
I-
especially at home.
Yeah.
At UCLA.
Right.
I can see this being a high-scoring affair for sure.
No, absolutely. And I mean, pretty much all LSU's games last year were
Yeah.
high scoring.
And maybe it's not necessarily that. I mean, maybe LSU does end up winning by 17 or 20 points, but I think it's fourth quarter. I think this is a game.
I think it
two
could.
and a half or 3 quarters.
As you
at
said,
Yeah,
least.
for sure. Yeah, I do too.
When that game ends at like 11, 11:30 or whenever it ends, I don't think LSU loses. But if, say I were to fall asleep and David called me and woke
Yeah.
me up and was like, dude, LSU just lost, I wouldn't be like, no way. That's,
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
crazy.
Well, I
ESP,
said this thing
ESPN
when
only
they're falling asleep. 'cause-
yeah.
No, yeah.
ESPN only is only giving them a 53.2% chance to win. Which
What's the spread? Does it say the spread on there?
let me see.
But here's the thing.
Yes, LSU in 3.5.
I
See,
mean-
that's hey, Vegas knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
3.5, that's a tight spread.
UCLA is
There's a
at
reason for
home
that.
here, but how big does that matter? This is a big time matchup for UCLA fans. But if you watched that game last weekend, it was like, did UCLA sell tickets to this game?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah.
And they're in California,
Yeah.
Communist California.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't know their limits they might not be allowed to pack that stadium.
Right, it could be.
I'd be willing to bet they probably aren't allowed to. So
I think, like you said, though, this is a very big game for their program.
Right. This is a big game
absolutely.
for UCLA.
Yeah,
and
recruiting wise,
Right.
I mean everything, because you're going up against, and I know they're on a rebuilding year, or they're coming off a bad season last year, but you're facing a powerhouse LSU team.
Massive brand.
Yeah, you get this win, and your program is going up.
And that's especially big for Chip Kelly because obviously we saw what Chip Kelly's done in the Pac-12. We saw what he did with Oregon. He was a great coach, and at the time, I mean, he had an offense that really transformed the game at the time. And even in the NFL, a lot of people want to give him flack, and he definitely was not a good NFL coach. But let's not forget when he was with the Eagles, they went 8-8 that one year with Nick Foles, went to the playoffs. He wasn't like a complete bust in the NFL. Comes back. Is now with UCLA. He's been with them a couple years now, and he's kind of been able to get his culture in. He's kind of been able to get his recruits in. We've begun to see progress. This could be a really big win, a feather in Chip Kelly's cap if they're able to pull off this upset and beat LSU.
And they're cracking top 25 if they win this game.
They'll probably be in the top 25. Yeah. And the thing is, this game means a lot to UCLA.
Yeah.
But to LSU, this is one that you are expected to win.
There's significantly more pressure on LSU.
Yeah.
You've got to win this game.
If UCLA wins.
Especially off the season they're coming last year.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's similar to the Oregon-Ohio State game.
Ed Orgeron might be on the hot seat if they
I was about to
lose.
say, what is the conversation in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Let's just say.
Yeah.
Let's say LSU comes out and they look like they did last year defensively.
Yep.
Offensively, they sputter a little bit. Let's say UCLA wins by 14, 17 points. I don't think that happens at all.
I don't either.
But let's play the hypothetical game real quick. What is the conversation in Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
Ed Orgeron
if you lose by 17 points to UCLA.
He's not fired.
I don't think he's fired either.
But you talk about the heat is turned up. Fans are not happy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I'm not rooting. I don't really have any rooting interest in this game.
Right.
But if that were to happen, that'd make conversation at this table a lot of fun. So I wouldn't be totally opposed to seeing UCLA.
No, I'm going to be pulling. I'll just be honest. I'm going to pull for UCLA.
I don't know
in watching that game.
I'll pull for. A lot of times I'll say I would pull for UCLA, and then I turn the game on, I'm like pulling for LSU.
Yeah.
But
when it comes to a team the game that I don't have any dog in the fight, I like to pull for the upsets.
Well, I'm more like that, except for like maybe in the ACC. Then I'm just gonna pull for the ACC team.
Right.
Well, that's the thing is I may turn that game on and be like, because I also I got DTR as my fantasy football quarterback.
Okay.
So I'd like to see him drop.
So you do have a little bit of rooting.
I'd like to see him drop about 450.
Yeah.
Okay, so I drafted him because he played
really good
Saturday.
Yeah. So you got to do like.
No, I drafted him before Saturday. Because he played Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I didn't count because this week's here.
Yeah.
Bunch of junk.
And he had some good balls.
He would have probably put up 20 or 30 points.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know that I don't know who I'm pulling for. I'm gonna turn this game on, and it may be a SEC thing, where I pull for the SEC because the thing is, the better the SEC looks, the better Georgia looks.
True.
But we don't really have any effect with LSU this year.
Real quick question. Does this ever happen? It's a little bit off topic, but I'll be watching a game, and like it's a game I don't really have any rooting interest in, and I start out pulling for one team.
Oh, yeah.
Come like third quarter, I'm pulling for the other team.
And
then like the fourth quarter, I'll start pulling for the team I originally pulled for again. It's like, what's going on in my head? Like, this ain't right.
Well, in those kind of games, and we've said it before, we're just college football fans in general. I can sit down and watch.
Oh, yeah.
And I love to see good games that come down to the wire. Teams that give it their all and they
I
put
like
their
to watch
heart.
well-coached football.
Yeah.
And yes.
And this should be a well-coached game.
Oh, definitely.
And what you're going to need to see out of Ed Orgeron is less of the head-scratching decisions.
Yeah.
Less of the moments of what's going on. Less of the what is this guy doing, and more of the man
and
that was drawn up with.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, from LSU's perspective in a sense, and I understand – you did lose a lot of players, obviously, from that championship team. But you also lost Dave Aranda, probably one of the best defensive coordinators of college football. And y'all's defense looked terrible last year. So if it comes out and looks really bad again this year, it's like
I would say one area where, and I just got to think about this, one area where LSU would have the advantage is film already.
That's true.
Because
that is fair.
Because UCLA haven't, whereas UCLA, and it's like I said, it's a coin flip because where UCLA is already in rhythm. Their offense is in rhythm. They know what they're doing. They've already played. They've already played 1 week.
There's no film.
Yes, but there's no film on LSU.
So it's looked at as different perspective.
Exactly. Whereas LSU can go in and look at week 1 film from the Hawaii UCLA game and say, hey, this is what they do, this is what they do.
Well, let me ask you this from a fan perspective: which one would you rather be? Would you rather have a game under your belt, or would you rather have film on the opponent?
If in my opinion, I would rather have a game under my
I agree.
belt. Because,
I think so too.
Because
so
you can
too.
study film all day, but when it comes to playing the game, you still have to be able to perform.
And once you get up by 30 points, you don't have to roll out the red carpet and use your playbook.
Exactly.
And the thing that kind of sucks about doing this video is like our boom bust beware video. I had LSU as my boom.
Yeah.
But the more I talk about this out loud,
Right.
I would not be shocked to see the
Oh.
Bruins pull off the upset.
No,
I
I
don't think
wouldn't
that's
either.
too crazy.
Because
to
I'll be
think.
honest, I'll probably keep up with the score, but Georgia will be playing Clemson.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And by
I
the
won't pay
time
much
they
attention.
start at 8:30, so by the
Yeah.
time 8:30 rolls around, Georgia will be up about 30 points.
Yeah.
So I'm just kidding. Any Clemson fans, by God, please, no, I'm joking. But I'll probably keep up with the score. But it's gonna be one of those I just kind of see what happens because I'm gonna be locked in.
Yeah, for sure. So,
tell us a little bit about our sponsor.
yes, our sponsor, Cam Smith, with the Just Jesus Network Radio, internet radio app for all your gospel preaching, singing, anything like that. Our
Amen.
boy Dave is on it. At
I'm
what
on it.
time?
8:30 on Saturday morning.
8:30. So give him a listen. Commercial free. It's not on the actual radio. It's just an internet app that you have to go through the Google Store or Apple Store.
Plays in the background, no issue.
Yep,
Play
yep,
games.
great,
set it
great
down,
app there.
listen.
Yeah, and also Cam Smith has an insurance company with Great American. I think it's American Senior Benefits Insurance Company. So give him a shout out for all your insurance needs. We do appreciate him greatly for sponsoring us.
And so please like, comment, subscribe, and also share this video with your grandma. I think your grandma wants to watch this video, so
Yeah.
share it with her.
So what's the word of the day, boys?
Wiki.
Wiki. That's a
Wiki.
good word. If you're
How do
still
you
watching,
spell that?
yeah. How you
Wiki,
want
wiki,
to spell that?
WICKY.
WYCKY.
Kinda
Till
rhymes.
next time, keep talking ball.